Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for another value-packed TenantCloud podcast. If you want to be a more informed, better educated, and successful landlord, then stay tuned. With over a decade of property management experience, we bring you short and sweet, bite-sized pieces of incredibly valuable property management tidbits in 15 minutes or less. You won't want to miss out on these fantastic Halloween tips for your rental, so let's get started. So today we're going to jump right into a really cool time of the year, and that is the holiday season. And October really kicks that off for us. And it's important for the rental industry people to be in tune with what is going on during the various times of the year, whether that's seasonal or holiday wise. You always want to make sure that you're staying up to speed with what is going on around you and making the necessary adjustments, decorations, etc. for your rental property for whatever is taking place. And so for right now, in the month of October, the biggest holiday is Halloween. And this really kicks off the holiday season for the United States, at least. And so it's important to start looking ahead and making some plans for what you're going to do with your rental property to help make it festive. And you'll be surprised how far that goes in that first impression for potential new renters and for marketing when you make sure that you are in tune with the holidays that are taking place and that you're being proactive and you're being decorative and you're being festive with your rental property. And it just really, it's a nice warm little touch, and also it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's Halloween, it's time to have fun. So here's a few ways that you can spookify your rental for the Halloween season this year. And the first one is, of course, pumpkins. Why pumpkins? Well, pumpkins are kind of universal for the fall season in general, but they're also acceptable as a Halloween decoration. Because what can you do with pumpkins? Well, you can carve them out. And there's all kinds of different shapes you can do. Anything from fun to scary to downright horrifying. But you can carve them out, you can shape them, you can use stencils, which are super easy. You can pick up the stencils at pretty much any hobby store that's near you. And it makes it really, really simple. And you put a little candle or electronic light on the inside of it, and it really brings it to life. If you're not into any of those things, you don't have a lot of time, just having pumpkins in general, you can get different pumpkins of different colors and different sizes, and you can just put them on the porch or on the front entry place to your rental, or on the corner, maybe around a garden area of some type, or your general landscaping. It's just a really cool, warm touch that just says, hey, yep, this is Halloween, or this is the fall season, and we're here, we're paying attention, and we care about our property and its appearance, and it just gives it that cool little curb appeal touch that honestly a lot of landlords just don't do, because it's a rental property and it's not your personal home that you live in every day. And you do these things with your personal home, but sometimes it just doesn't occur to us that, well, maybe I should also do that with my rental property and give it that touch of home and that additional touch of quality curb appeal. And so I definitely recommend pumpkins. Easy to do, simple. Even if you don't like doing the whole carving thing, totally get it. But it is a great way to spruce up your rental property during this time of the year. Also, if you are a property manager of multiple rentals or a rental community, carving pumpkins is actually a really cheap community event. Just this is a side tip here. Having a community event for the best pumpkin carver or something along those lines. It's a great way to engage your tenants, your residents, and it's a good way to just bring the community to life and get some collaborations going and see who's the artist in your community, and hey, maybe even throw in some food and some appetizers and drinks, and maybe even offer the options for some early renewals or something of that nature as a result of participating, or something like that. So just a little way to add some fun to the Halloween and fall season for your tenants. The second big thing is spider web decorations. Again, we're going for simple here. I know a lot of you don't have a lot of time, and so simple is key. So spider web decorations, super easy. You can throw them up over light fixtures, on the outside of the property, inside the property, on the balcony, on the decks, on the ground, from the trees, really anywhere you can think of. Spiders are everywhere. So you can do spooky spiderweb decorations pretty much anywhere you can imagine. If you need some inspiration, just go watch some crazy Halloween horror movies and you'll have all of the inspiration that you could possibly need on where to put them. Number 3, DIY Halloween accessories. There's a lot of things that you can do with DIY Halloween decorations. Anything from like getting, for instance, felt paper or heavy construction paper and carving out bats that you hang from the ceiling on a line. Like there's a lot of really cool, simple things you can do. And if you need any inspiration, you can always go onto Pinterest, which I find all kinds of great things on there. But you could do things like alchemy designs, bad birds, or you could do balloons. There's a lot of Halloween balloons, and those are very simple. They're already pre-done. All you got to do is blow them up and set them up, and you're good to go. People get really creative, and there's a lot of creative products out there now, from bats to rats to bugs that are fake. There's all kinds of stuff. Crazy looking candles, scary looking cats. Cats are always big. Cemetery or tombstones, cornfields, creepy carnival stuff, clowns. A lot of people are scared of clowns, so those are always a big hit for the Halloween period. Crime scenes, displays and other decor items, all kinds of stuff. Fog is a big one, and I think that fog is definitely a really creative way if you get like a fog machine of some type. That's really, really cool for decorating for Halloween. And if you have garage spaces, you could put really cool things on garages. There's a lot of really interesting ideas and designs on Pinterest for like garage spaces. You can put like bats or like a glow-in-the-dark image on there on the garage, or all kinds of really cool things. Of course, there's lamps and lanterns and all kinds of stuff. Lots of light fixtures for the exterior of your property that you could put up. They also have the really cool ones now where it shines up on the side of the house and kind of moves around and stuff. And those are really neat. Those are both for the Halloween and like the Christmas and New Year's time frame. There's a lot of those machines that basically throw up a light, like a light display show on the side of the property. And those are really, really neat. So these are just a few ideas for Halloween. We are in that time frame of the year, and we just kind of wanted to have a little fun on this podcast for a few different ways that you could decorate your property and just bring things to life a little bit more, improve your curb appeal, and just show renters that you care about your property and that you're not a boring landlord. So we hope you found a lot of helpful information from this podcast. And if you want to go check out a few of these ideas, you can go view our blog post at tenantcloud.com/blog. This is Halloween. Spookify your rental in 3 simple steps. And feel free to chime in about any ideas that you have, things that you do, things you've seen other people do that you might be curious about doing yourself. And wherever you've listened to this podcast, if you feel like somebody might benefit from hearing this, feel free to share this podcast and let them know that TenantCloud has a weekly podcast. I do apologize, we missed last week. We had a lot going on, and so we kind of put a pause on it. We're back at it now, and we'll continue to have a podcast each week. And so we would love it if you would follow us, like us, share us wherever you are listening to this, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever it is. Thank you for listening, and we'll look forward to hanging out with you next week.